In the world of hiking, there's a phenomenon called trail magic. Trail magic happens through acts of kindness by trail angels, or assistance from strangers through kind actions, gifts, or other forms of encouragement. Trail magic is sometimes done anonymously. You don't know from whom or where this help has come. In other instances, people from local towns, or maybe other hikers, have provided food and cooked for hikers at a campsite or near a road crossing. This past year, I was an honored recipient of the Alexander Caldwell Whitridge Sabbatical, which is a school-awarded and school-funded grant where teachers and staff can take time away from work to have new experiences through travel and study. For 2 months this past summer, the sabbatical allowed me to hike 1,000 miles of the Appalachian Trail. Prior to this summer, I had section hiked 750 miles of the Appalachian Trail, or the AT as it is known, spending up to a week at a time hiking the AT through the New England states. In June, I traveled to the southern end of the AT, starting in Springer, Georgia, and hiked north into Virginia. I hope to complete the remaining 440 miles of the AT in the next year or two by hiking the sections in Pennsylvania and Maine, and ascend Mount Katahdin in Maine, the northern end of the Appalachian Trail. Reaching the top of Mount Katahdin will be the glorious culmination of my 2,179-mile adventure along the AT. In my travels so far, I have seen some beautiful, awe-inspiring views, experienced weather of all types, and encountered all kinds of flora and fauna, including deer, bears, rattlesnakes, flowering trees and shrubs, and mushrooms of unbelievable colors. During this trek, I wasn't passing through nature. I was truly immersed in nature, experiencing all that life has to offer in the present moment. I'm eternally grateful to so many people for allowing me to make this life-changing, life-affirming journey. To all of you, my sincere thanks. The terms trail magic and trail angels were unfamiliar to me before I began my hike of the Appalachian Trail. The first time trail magic was bestowed upon me happened while I was hiking to New York State 2 years ago. It was late October, and I was having a difficult time hiking one day. The weather was cold and gloomy. The leaves on the trail made it difficult to see the many rocks and roots. And there were few hikers on the trail. I hadn't seen another person in almost a day. I was lonely. As I came upon a clearing, I noticed a large tarp strung from several trees, providing a tent-like shelter. Under the tent, hanging on a tree, was a large medicine cabinet, generously stocked with just about anything a weary, wounded hiker could want. Someone had gone to great lengths and great expense to provide this aid station in the middle of the woods. I was awestruck. I continued hiking and arrived at a road crossing. There, along the side of the trail, was more trail magic, a large cooler filled with an amazing assortment of treats, including fresh fruit, cheese, baked good, and drinks. Again, it was like, wow, somebody had done all this for me and my fellow hikers, and we had no idea who to thank for it. Another time, I was hiking through the Shenandoah National Park in early April. It was early in the hiking season, so there weren't many hostels or lodges open yet. As I approached the town, not knowing where I would stay for the evening, the owner of one hostel that was full referred me to Sharon's Shuttle, a shuttle service for hikers who need rides. Hearing that I had no place to stay, Sharon offered me a stay in the converted loft of her garage, where I enjoyed amenities I hadn't enjoyed for days, including a nice hot shower, clean sheets, and a comfy pillow. She also invited me to have dinner with her and her husband Tom. The meal for the evening consisted of salad, bread, grilled salmon, asparagus, green beans, and strawberry shortcake for dessert. Quite a change from my usual camp food of dehydrated beans, rice, and pasta. Then we sat around the table listening to the evening news and having a great conversation. It felt like being home. Before returning me to the trail the next morning, Sharon prepared another feast of ham and eggs, toast, juice, and coffee. Then she even let me make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for lunch. She gave me a ride back to the trail where we parted ways. This trail angel had taken me in my time of need, and asked for nothing in return. On another occasion, I was hiking through Tennessee. I was headed for a hostel for the evening, which was a half a mile off the trail. As I trudged along the road in the early evening light, tired and sore, wondering if there would be any bunks available, an elderly gentleman pulled to the side of the road. Without saying a word, he pointed to the bed of his pickup truck, which I thankfully hopped into and was soon ferried the rest of the way to the hostel. What you have to understand about trail magic is that you never know when you'll come across it, so you can never expect to find it. It's like a snowstorm or a headmaster's holiday that might close school the next day. You hope and pray for it, but you better not bank on it, or else you are likely to be disappointed. When you do come across trail magic, no matter how much or how little there is, it is always cause for celebration. The things that people leave for hikers are often the things that hikers crave but cannot carry because of the extra weight it would add to their already too heavy backpacks. Things like fresh fruits and vegetables, soft drinks, and other junk food. Trail magic brings joy beyond belief to those who receive it, and also to those who give it, I am sure. To think that someone did this out of the goodness of their heart, with little chance of being thanked, it is almost too overwhelming to describe or think about. Trail magic and trail angels have since become, to me, what I consider one of the AT's greatest takeaways. I'm inspired by this generosity. These encounters with trail magic and other kind actions by trail angels have stirred me to action, to pay it forward. I asked to speak before you today because I feel I must share what I have experienced and urge you to practice trail magic in your own way, for you to be a trail angel of sorts. Think of it this way. Every day, we all follow our own trail. For some, it is to the classroom, then to the dining hall, then to the gym, then back to the dorm. For others, it is to class, and then home to run errands for their families. For some, it is coming to campus each morning and doing their job to make sure that students and faculty have a clean place, a meal made, and sports organized. We are all on our own trails. On your trail, make an effort to do something nice for someone else and expect nothing in return. Hold the door for someone. Give a friendly hello in the hall or on the quad. Offer to help someone in need, or practice some other random act of kindness. Believe me, your actions may have profound effects on those around you, far greater than you might ever realize. Thank you.